Detective Clara Hayes lives by the book, until crime scene photographer Ruby Carter crashes into her world with a smirk, a camera, and a knack for uncovering what others miss. Their chemistry is undeniable, but so is the danger. In a city where every clue could be a trap, Clara must decide if she can solve the case without losing her heart to the one woman reckless enough to steal it. Before we dive into this unforgettable lesbian love story full of mystery, passion, and suspense, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more stories like this. Chapter 1: The Crime Scene. The alley smelled of rotting garbage and copper, the metallic tang of blood mixing with the stench of urban decay. Detective Clara Hayes adjusted her latex gloves, the snap of rubber against her wrists echoing in the quiet space between police radios. Her boots crunched on broken glass as she approached the body. Male. Early 30s. Single gunshot wound to the chest. Execution style. Time of death, she called to the coroner without looking up. 6 to 8 hours, came the reply. Clara's jaw tightened. Another gang hit. Another dead end. Click, click, click. The rapid-fire shutter sounds made her spine stiffen. She turned to see a woman in a leather jacket standing just beyond the tape, her auburn curls catching the flashing lights like embers. The camera obscured half her face, but Clara could see the sharp curve of a smirk. Ruby Carter. Clara had seen her work in the Times, gritty, intimate crime scene photos that somehow humanized the tragedy. It pissed her off. You. Clara ducked under the tape. This isn't a fucking art exhibit. Ruby lowered the camera, revealing green eyes lined with smudged coal. Detective Hayes, right? I heard you're the one who cracked the Silver Lake arson case. Clara blinked. That case had been buried in the back pages. How did you? I do my research. Ruby stepped closer, the scent of jasmine and gunpowder clinging to her. Just like you should be doing. This isn't a gang hit. Clara's pulse jumped. Excuse me. Ruby turned her camera screen toward Clara. Zoomed in on the victim's hand. See that ink smudge? Same symbol tagged near the last 3 bodies. Your gang theory? It's bullshit. The air left Clara's lungs. She'd missed that. This photographer had seen what she hadn't. Chapter 2: Tequila and Tension. The precinct's break room coffee tasted like battery acid. Clara scowled at the sludge in her cup, Ruby's words echoing in her skull. It's bullshit. Who pissed in your cereal? Her partner, Mark Reyes, slid into the chair opposite her. Clara pushed the crime scene photo toward him. What do you see? Mark squinted. Dead guy. Gang tat. Look at his hand. Mark's eyebrows shot up. Is that an ink smudge? Exactly like the ones we found near the Martinez and Cho crime scenes. Clara's fingers clenched around the cup. And I missed it. But she didn't. Mark followed her gaze to the front page of the Times on the table, Ruby's photo staring back at them. Oh, her. Clara's cheeks burned. Shut up. The blue bar was all sticky floors and dim lighting, the kind of place where cops and criminals unwound in uneasy truce. Clara needed whiskey. Needed to forget Ruby's knowing eyes. She should have known better. Fancy meeting you here, detective. Ruby slid onto the stool beside her, smelling like rain and something citrusy. Up close, Clara could see the freckles dusting her nose, the chipped black polish on her nails. You following me now? Clara muttered. Ruby grinned and signaled the bartender. 2 tequilas. Salt and lime. She turned back to Clara. I was right about the ink, wasn't I? Clara's grip tightened on her glass. You interfered with a crime scene. And you got a new lead. Ruby licked salt off her hand, eyes locked on Clara's as she downed the shot. Admit it. You owe me. Clara's throat went dry watching Ruby's lips close around the lime. Dangerous. The tequila burned going down. Ruby leaned in, her knee brushing Clara's. Tell me something, Hayes. Why'd you become a cop? Clara hesitated. No one asked her that anymore. My sister. She disappeared when I was 16. Cops wrote it off as a runaway. She traced the rim of her glass. I wanted to be the detective I needed back then. Ruby's expression softened. She reached out, hesitated, then gently turned Clara's wrist, exposing the faint scars there. You carry everyone's pain, don't you? Clara yanked her hand back. Don't. Ruby held up her own wrists, parallel scars mirroring Clara's. I get it. In that moment, the air between them changed. Clara's phone buzzed, a text from dispatch. New body. Say memo. Ruby stood, dropping a business card on the bar. Call me when you're ready to admit I'm right. Clara watched her leave, the ghost of Ruby's touch still burning on her skin. Chapter 3, The Almost Kiss. The surveillance van reeked of stale coffee and sweat. Clara adjusted the binoculars, tracking their suspect through the grimy diner window. You're staring too hard, Ruby murmured beside her, her camera silently snapping photos. He'll feel it. Clara scowled. I know how to do my job. Ruby lowered the camera. Then why haven't you made the connection yet? What connection? Ruby turned the camera screen toward her, close-up of the suspect's wrist. A tattoo. The same ink-smudged symbol. Clara's stomach dropped. That's your killer's signature. Ruby's breath was warm against Clara's ear. Told you I was right. Clara turned, and suddenly their faces were inches apart. Ruby's lips parted slightly, her gaze dropping to Clara's mouth. The van hit a pothole, jolting them together. Clara's hand flew to Ruby's waist to steady her, fingers digging into soft leather. Ruby exhaled sharply. Clara. BZZT. The radio crackled. All units, suspect is on the move. They jerked apart. Clara's pulse hammered as she grabbed the radio. Copy. Moving in. Ruby caught her wrist. Later. We're finishing this. It wasn't a question. Chapter 4, The First Touch. Ruby's loft was all exposed brick and scattered art prints. Clara barely noticed, too focused on the way Ruby backed her against the door, hands caging her in. You've been driving me crazy for weeks, Ruby growled, her lips brushing Clara's earlobe. Clara's breath hitched. This is a bad idea. Ruby nipped at her jaw. Then why are you still here? Clara had no answer. No defense when Ruby's mouth found hers, hot and demanding. She'd never been kissed like this, like she was oxygen and Ruby was drowning. Ruby's hand slid under Clara's shirt, calloused fingers tracing the scars on her ribs. Tell me to stop, she whispered against Clara's throat. Clara arched into her touch. Don't you dare. Later, in Ruby's bed, Clara traced the phoenix tattoo spanning Ruby's back. Why this? Ruby turned, catching Clara's hand. Because we rise. She kissed Clara's palm. Even when the world tries to burn us down. Clara had never felt so seen. Chapter 5, Learning Curve. Morning light painted Ruby golden as she slept. Clara watched the rise and fall of her chest, memorizing the way her lashes fluttered against freckled cheeks. Last night had rewritten Clara's understanding of her own body. The way Ruby had touched her, like she was something precious, something wanted. Staring is creepy, Hayes. Ruby's sleep-rough voice startled her. Clara flushed. Just making sure you're real. Ruby's grin was wicked. She rolled atop Clara, pinning her wrists. Oh, I'm real. Her hips pressed down, making Clara gasp. And I'm not done with you yet. When Clara's phone rang an hour later, Ruby groaned. Ignore it. Clara glanced at the caller ID. Chief Reynolds. I can't. Ruby kissed her shoulder. Come back tonight. Clara hesitated. This felt too big, too fast. But Ruby's hopeful expression undid her. Yeah, she whispered. I will. As she dressed, Ruby's voice stopped her at the door. Clara? Be careful out there. Clara turned. Ruby stood silhouetted in the morning light, sheets pooled around her waist, a vision Clara wanted to wake up to forever. Always, she promised. Chapter 6, The Morning After. Sunlight streamed through the curtains, painting golden stripes across Ruby's bare back. Clara watched her sleep, tracing the freckles scattered over her shoulders like constellations. Last night had been revelatory. Clara had never imagined she could feel that way, so consumed, so free. Ruby stirred, blinking up at her with a sleepy smile. Morning. Clara's chest tightened. Hi. Ruby stretched, then propped herself up on one elbow. So, was it everything you hoped for? Clara huffed a laugh. Shut up. Ruby's expression softened. She cupped Clara's face. I meant what I said last night. This isn't just a fling for me. Clara's breath caught. She wanted to believe her. Wanted this so badly it terrified her. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand, the precinct. Duty called. Ruby sighed but kissed her gently. Go. Save the city. I'll be here when you get back. As Clara dressed, she realized with startling clarity, she was falling. Hard. Chapter 7. Breaking point. Weeks passed in a blur of stolen moments, quick lunches, late nights, breathless encounters in elevators and supply closets. Clara had never been so happy. Until the day Chief Reynolds called her into his office. Hayes. He tossed a tabloid onto his desk. Clara's stomach dropped. There, on the front page, was a photo of her and Ruby kissing outside her apartment. The headline screamed, Lesbian lover OF Lapt's finest exposed. Reynolds sighed. You know the rules about fraternizing with journalists. Clara's hands clenched. With all due respect, sir, my personal life is now a liability. He leaned forward. You're suspended pending review. Clara stormed out, her vision blurring. Ruby was waiting outside, her face pale. Clara, Did you know about this? Clara demanded. Ruby's eyes widened. No, I would never. Clara turned away, her heart shattering. Just go. Chapter 8. Reckoning. 2 weeks without Ruby felt like an eternity. Clara threw herself into proving her worth, tracking down leads on her own time. Then the call came. Ruby had been taken. The serial killer they'd been hunting had left a note at her apartment. A trade. The photographer for the detective. Clara didn't hesitate. She found them in an abandoned warehouse, Ruby bound to a chair, her face bruised but defiant. The killer lunged. Clara fired. As the sirens wailed in the distance, Clara fell to her knees, untying Ruby with shaking hands. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Ruby touched her face. I love you, you idiot. Clara kissed her, pouring every ounce of fear and longing into it. I love you too. Epilogue, always. 1 year later, under a canopy of twinkling lights, Ruby knelt in the sand, a ring glinting in her palm. Marry me. Clara pulled her up, kissing her fiercely. Always. And as the waves crashed behind them, Clara knew she'd finally found home. Ending. The waves rolled steady against the shore as Ruby's laughter echoed through the night. Clara held her close, the ring glinting on Ruby's finger under the canopy of twinkling lights. For the first time in years, Clara felt no weight pressing on her shoulders, only the promise of tomorrow, shared with the woman who had taught her how to rise again. The case was behind them, the danger gone, but their story was just beginning. 2 women scarred by the past, bound now by love, choosing each other, always. And as the tide carried their footprints away, Clara knew this chapter had ended exactly as it was meant to. Not with loss, but with forever.